Well, good morning. It's July. No, it's not July. Start again.
No, it's January.
Good morning. It's January 2024. And here in English, Good morning. It's January 2024. And here in England, we've had about 2 weeks of non-stop rain. And so this is the result, as you can see behind us. So that big building behind us was formerly known as the Cadbury's Chocolate Factory. It's now a housing estate and converted luxury flat. So we're going to take a walk around by the River Avon now, which is between Bristol and Bath, and show you some of the flood scenes. Now, I'll talk about this a bit further on into the video, but in 1968, there was a much bigger flood here which affected the town of Keynsham. So let's get going further into the floods. You can see how close the water is to the main road. It's literally about a foot and a half away from overspilling. And over there, look at that. Wow. The levels are here very high. Just in front of us is Keynsham Marina. And in 2012, we had a similar flood. I think the water levels are about the same. I've got some old photos I took at that time, which I'll put on screen now so you can compare the levels. But I think they're about the same. There's the Lockkeeper pub there, which obviously now is impassable to get to. You can actually see some cars parked up there which are now stuck until the water level recedes. So I think it's not going to be for at least 2 or 3 days. So you can see the picnic tables all against one side where the water has just brought them all together. So that is the bit where you would normally sit outside in the summer and have a drink. So behind is normally a big weir there. We're now by a second pub called the Brassmills pub, and it looks like parts of that's been affected as well. I think the main bit is sort of raised up, so it should be all right because it is quite near the river. I can't remember what's on this bit here, and I think it's just trees and grass. So over the road there, see the park. Look. If you look, you see those like up and down little railings in between there. That's where the river is, isn't it? Well, it's a small river, the River Chew.
Yeah.
And it's in that deep gully as well, isn't it? So you can see how much it's raised by.
It's all over the footpaths, isn't it?
Yeah, because either side of those railings is the footpath, isn't it, underneath that arch.
Yeah.
So now we're in Keynsham Memorial Park. And yeah, we're following this path along here, but any second now we'll have to stop. New bridge? Yeah, it is. It's quite new.
It's new, yeah.
And it's quite high up, so we're not going to be affected by the floodwater. Walking on this bit here, it's quite muddy and a bit wet, so I reckon the water was up here and has receded a little bit.
I reckon it has.
Yeah, if you look down, it's quite muddy, isn't it? Yeah, I think I got a picture from the 2012 floods of that little footbridge there.
Ah, right.
And there's someone actually walking away from the camera. I took a picture just to show how deep it was. So I think this is definitely deeper because this bit here, look.
Especially if it's receded back already,
Yeah.
which we think it has.
So just here, right by the floods, aptly, is the county bridge stone. It says the ancient stone stood on the county bridge over the River Avon on the Bitton Road, marking the boundary between Somerset and Gloucestershire. On the night of 10th of July 1968, it was swept away in a great flood. So the stone has been re-erected here to remember the event and those who died and all those who suffered. So we can just go down by this bridge now and I'll tell you a bit more about the flood of 68. So over 5 inches of rain fell on the region in less than 24 hours, in what was the worst storm in over 50 years. The intensity of the downpour increased as the day wore on, with nearly constant thunder and lightning illuminating the dark, eerie sky. The land in the area was already sodden as a result of the wet summer of 1968, causing sheet runoff to occur. Some fields were covered by 3 to 4 inches of flowing water, washing trees and debris into the River Chew, causing obstructions to form at bridges and weirs. At Chew Magna, the reservoir overflowed into Winford Brook, further swelling the River Chew. Sometime during the late evening, one of the debris-stricken bridges finally succumbed to the pressure and was demolished, sending a swirling torrent down to the next bridge, where the process was repeated and multiplied. This created what eyewitnesses called a wall of water, which crashed down the Chew Valley, swamping buildings, destroying bridges, and washing away parked cars as it progressed. The 10 feet tall wave reached Keynsham shortly before midnight, carrying with it a heavy cargo of debris. Many accounts made mention of the terrific noise made by the approaching wave. Long-standing road bridges at Pensford, Woolard and Keynsham were destroyed beyond repair, causing major problems in what was the height of the holiday season. Damage to property ran into millions of pounds. A total of 8 people lost their lives as a direct result of the flood, including 3 of the 4 occupants of a car that was washed from the bridge at Bath Hill in Keynsham. The sole survivor was rescued from a tree 5 hours later. Many people throughout the region had to be rescued by boat from flooded houses, rooftops and cars, with many spending the night in village halls. As the floodwaters receded, the clean-up operation began, with the army installing temporary bailey bridges and whole towns working together to clear away the mud and to make damaged properties fit for use again. The normally passive River Chew had left a trail of destruction that would take years to repair. Right, so we're getting a bit soggy again now. I don't know if we're going to be able to get through. Oh, here we go then. Yeah. Okay, so we're now walking along part of the River Chew, and this will take us into the old village of Keynsham, and we'll see.
I nearly fell.
And drag me down with you. Great. Oh, so here we are by. This is old Keynsham, and this is the River Chew here, but it's not as bad as we thought, actually, is it?
No.
We have seen it in the past, over there. That path over there completely submerged in water. That's strange. I was expecting this bit to be a lot worse than it actually is.
In the past, those gardens have been completely gone.
Yeah, those gardens there are free of water. I've got a photo from 2012, which I'll put on screen now. It shows them completely submerged.
Beware of the hobbits.
So I would imagine that in the flood of 68, the water would have been running through that hole.
Yeah, I think
the
is
level-
that what it's for? Is it for flood?
Well, I don't know, but they wouldn't have built it knowing there's going to get a flood, would they?
No, I don't know.
But I'm presuming, yeah, I don't know if it was built for that. But I'm sure the water would have been running through there because the water in 68 would have gone much higher. So in the flood of 68, I reckon the level must have been around here somewhere. I can't see nothing on any buildings to show. I do think there'd be a marker somewhere because it's such a substantial event. That's nice. We've got a Greg's Coffee. We're now in Kingston High Street. So the floods was quite high, weren't they? But obviously nowhere near as bad as that one in 1968. That was incredible to think of that wall of water just crashing into the bridge and taking the whole bridge with it. So now
We're going to walk back
we've got to walk back home now.
because we've just missed the bus because it just drove away.
Oh.